Welcome to Self-Worth Club, the podcast that empowers you to believe in yourself and your work. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, creative, or simply looking to cultivate greater self-worth, Self-Worth Club is for you. Join us each week as we empower you to believe in yourself and unlock your full potential. Hi! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this episode. It took me a bit longer to write the script for this because I was answering your questions, but I feel like it is so good, so info-packed, and so personal to you, the audience, and I'm just ready to jump in. So I asked you on Instagram what you think the most challenging part of showing up on social media and or creating content is. You answered, and now I'm going to go through those answers, breaking down the mindset behind it all, telling you how you can move forward and be empowered by social media. If you do it right, it seriously is such an empowering place, such a beautiful tool for business and for impact, and I'm really excited to dive into this with you. So the first response that I got was showing up as myself, the real me. I have a few tips here, starting with get vulnerable. We all have moments when we know we need to show up, but we're just not feeling it. Don't be afraid to share those moments with your audience. Same goes for your wins and your losses. You don't need to filter everything. We're human. We all make mistakes, and trust me, we can learn a hell of a lot more from those mistakes than we can from the easy wins. And if you're on social media in hopes of making a positive impact in the lives of others and not just for the clout, then you need to really think about what is going to benefit people the most and do more of that. It may feel weird and scary to share that side of you, to share the losses, and to share the days where you don't feel your best and not sugarcoat everything like we're used to on social media, like what's usually portrayed there. But trust me, the more honest you are in moments like that, the easier it'll be for you to share more of the real you. Also, maybe think about starting a close friends list where you slowly add people in and you can share more of your everyday life, thoughts, and opinions, a place where you don't have to feel so niched down. Doing this will also slowly help you start to open up everywhere because you'll feel and find that it's not so scary after all. And people actually appreciate seeing that side of you and they will voice that. The second response I got was definitely the not so good part of me telling me that my story, words, and impact won't make a difference. I feel like this one is so common. I have been there. That little voice inside of our heads can be a real bitch. As humans, we tend to overthink, period. And there's a lot of unnecessary negative thinking that causes unnecessary problems and unhappiness. And with that, did you know that our bodies can't distinguish between what's really happening, what's truth, and our own thoughts? So when you think fearful thoughts, your body feels that fear and anxiety. I'm here to tell you that no matter who you are or what your story is, yes, we all have a story, I promise you do, you can make a difference. This goes back to the story we tell ourselves, what I talked in episode 2 about. The story you tell yourself dictates your thoughts, feelings, actions, and through that creates your reality. You have the power to change the story at any time, so let's make it a good one. The next answer I got was simple: consistency, which is one I actually got twice in the question box that I left. So with that, if you can make these mindset shifts I'm about to explain, you can fix your consistency problem. First is look at creating and posting as a way to improve your craft, not as a chore that has to get done. This perspective will also help you give yourself grace in the times where you just don't feel like showing up or you're too busy and you didn't plan ahead for that day. Again, we're all human. It happens. Overall, this is the biggest and most important shift you can make for consistency, because when you look at posting each day as a way to get better and practice, it's more fun, as creating should be. It should be fun and it should be flowy. I seriously believe that. The next shift for better consistency is getting clear on why you show up. Why is the need to be consistent weighing on you so much? Are you trying to get a certain message out? Does it mean a lot to you? Are you wanting to build your brand? Looking to make sales? Trying to positively impact your audience? Are you passionate about helping people with a specific problem? It's okay for it to be a mixture of these things. It usually is, of both selflessness and selfish reasons. But if you can focus on the people that you're here to impact, people that you're here to serve, it takes the pressure off of perfect content and it allows you to be more open and therefore more consistent. Which brings me to the next answer from the Instagram story I posted, where again I asked you what you think the most challenging part of showing up on social media and or creating content is. And that next one is that I don't have the creative mind to create stuff from the videos I have saved, or that I don't know what information to put on them. So that I'll say again, you need to get clear on who you're showing up for and why you're creating for them. What's the message? What's the goal here? Once you know that, you should take time to do a brainstorm for future content. So here's how that's going to go. I'm going to give you step by step. The next time you're feeling charged up and ready to create, open a Google Doc or note in your phone. Write down who your ideal client is, listing their pain points, goals, limiting beliefs, fears, and objections. Also, what problem do you solve for them and how? Write all of this down. And then take that information and start Googling and looking on Pinterest for ideas. I want to give you an example of who my ideal client is so that you can better understand and define yours and what I mean by using it for content research. So, a couple of pain points of my ideal client is that she feels stuck on a hamster wheel, this constant loop, bored and drained of this job she has. She really wants to just stop living for the days off and feeling so stuck. A goal of hers is to leave the draining job she has and go after what she really wants, to live an interesting life every single day, not just on the weekends, not just on those days off. A limiting belief of hers is that people won't take her seriously and that she's not worthy of living the successful life that she dreams of. It just feels so far out of reach. Some fears of hers is feeling silly on social media, not so confident, and being stuck in that loop forever because she's already so far down this path. Like, how do I switch jobs? How do I switch it up? How do I change my mindset? It just feels so big. An objection is that she doesn't have time and it will take so long to make these changes. Again, she's so far down that path. She doesn't feel like there's time to make these shifts that she needs. And how I can help her is that I've been there before. I've worked through all of that and more personally to get to where I am today. And now on the other side of it, I can help. I am offering one-on-one coaching to help her work through these limiting beliefs and struggles, to help her get clear, super clear on what she really wants deep down, what she really feels aligned with, and helping her to find a path to get there sooner. Because again, I've been through it, I can create that roadmap, and it doesn't have to be a guessing game. So that's what I can do. And now that I'm clear on who I'm creating for and how I can help, I have a bunch of ideas for content just from that. So here are a couple for ideas for you. Working off my ideal client example, I can tell the story of how I overcame leaving a job that I thought I would have forever to a completely different one where I have no experience. Or I can talk about how I gained the confidence that I have now to show up on social media authentically. And maybe you feel like you don't have that personal experience to speak from yet. That's okay. Here are some examples that I could take from my client info, my ideal client info that I brainstormed, and go to Pinterest and Google with for content. So this is what I mean when I said brainstorm, go to Pinterest and Google. You can search things like fear of failure, growth mindset exercises, living for the weekend, stuck in a negative cycle, quotes about worthiness and confidence, affirmations for self-confidence. These are all the things from my ideal client example. So just when you have yours, hopefully you can get some ideas here. You can also take a look at the books you've read, podcasts you've listened to, and any courses you've taken along your journey so far. These are so helpful for content. It all is helping you grow and get to that place that you're teaching from. Look for the lessons and things that stood out for you. Go back through your notes. Look for quotes that you love and relay that information to your audience in your own words. Same thing goes for anything you find on Pinterest or Google. The thing that is super important to understand here is that you and I could be giving the same lesson to someone, and they may only truly receive it, may only really click coming from you, in your words, with your personal experiences attached. And that's the beauty here. That's why it's so important for you to get the message out there too, not just me. That's why you will make an impact and why your voice does matter. So do your brainstorm, get clear on your message, and make a Google Doc of all of the exercises, quotes, lessons, and stories you can come up with. This is going to get your message super clear, keep it clear, and make content creation so much easier. The next answer was vulnerability and creating genuine content that people can relate to and feel inspired by. So I gave some tips on getting vulnerable at the beginning of this episode, and really everything I said so far for vulnerability will help you with that and the genuineness pieces of the puzzle. And for the next part of the answer, I think that understanding the point I made a second ago about saying less in different voice plays a massive part in feeling like you're creating genuine content that inspires people. Also, work on speaking from experience. Start journaling if you don't already. This can help you find more authentic thoughts and lessons to look back on over time that could really serve your client very well. Another tip that I have here is to take note of what inspires you. When you're watching a piece of content or you have a creator that you really love to watch, you follow everything, watch all their stories, like take note of what inspires you, what feels genuine to you. Stop to think about like what part of that specific content feels that way. Is it the words on the screen, the way it was written, the video, the way they speak on camera, the music they use? Like, are they tying all these things together? Is it a combination of a few of these things? Take literal note of this, because keying in on what small details makes a difference for you is going to help you so much in creating your own content and making it feel impactful and genuine. You just need to really figure out those qualities, what draws you, and it's going to be the same thing for your audience. And this creates a perfect segue into the next answer, which was getting over the fear of what others will think. People can feel when you're not being genuine, when you're just there for your own personal gain, sell a product, build your business, grow your brand. And in order to get over the fear of what others might think about you, you need to care more about the impact that you can have on them and about what you're really doing here. Are you helping them grow from past traumas, sharing a product that will help them have more inner and outer confidence? Maybe you're spreading awareness about an important environmental issue, or inspiring people to dream bigger and helping them make plans to grow. Or you could be sharing outfit inspo for size 6 curvy bodies, and you have a mission to empower women like you. There's so many different ways it can go. Whatever you're doing, I'm sure you have a reason outside of yourself to be doing that. And that's what you need to key in on. You need to put the focus there. Do it for the people that you're trying to reach with your message, whose lives could be changed for the better with your words, your light. People are always going to have something to say. It might be positive, it might be negative, it may be neutral. But honestly, they won't be thinking it long for anyways. We are the most important people in our own lives. It's not that you're not special. It's just that they don't have enough bandwidth to really care for long what you're doing or even to decode how they truly feel about it or why they feel that way. People just act on impulse most of the time. And on the off chance that they do spend some time there, well, you're probably someone special to them. We are often a mirror for others. If someone is making you feel the feels just with their content, the business they're running, etc., it's usually because you're seeing a quality in them that you possess in yourself and haven't tapped into yet. So, for example, if someone is making excuses for your success and trying to discredit you, it's probably because they're envious of that success. Maybe you guys came from the same place, same small town, and they just can't fathom how you are where you are, creating this dream life, and they're still where they are in that small town, stuck in the loop. They just can't fathom it. And so that jealousy, that envy that they have, it comes off super negative. It comes off as they're just tearing you down, when deep inside, they're really like, why can't I have this? And we came from the same place. This doesn't make sense. Or if someone has ever made fun of you for showing up loudly on social media, maybe it's because deep down they wish that they could show that level of confidence on social media too, that they see in you. Hopefully you get the point here. When people have something to say about you, it usually has everything to do with them and nothing at all to do with you. You can't let what others may or may not think about you, might or may not say online. You can't let it affect how you show up. Put your own personal fulfillment and mission above the opinions of others. Nothing matters more than living your best, most authentic life. And answer number 7, the last one I'm touching on today, finding the time. Doing some of the things that I mentioned earlier is huge for saving time and making the content creation process easier / more flowy. Those things that I mentioned were brainstorming content and creating that Google Doc, starting to journal about your thoughts and experiences, and getting clear on why you're showing up and for who, so it doesn't feel like a chore. You don't want to feel like you're having to carve out the time for this. When you really know what you're doing and who you're showing up for, you're going to want to show up. You're going to have that need, that feeling like you really want to impact, and it's not going to feel like that. Another thing that can help take the pressure off is B-roll. This is a huge trend we're seeing across social media, and that's because it serves a purpose and it's effective and easy, and it can be a great vehicle for your message without needing to make everything super aesthetic or go searching for a trend that will fit what you want to say, or learning an audio for a lip syncing video. Those take so long. Simply record parts of your day when you sit down to work, while you're cooking, reading a book. Go back to the Google Doc after that, and paste an idea onto the video. Again, it can be super simple. It can be you outside on a walk. You just flip the camera around and record yourself on 0.5. Maybe you're doing your skincare routine, your makeup, whatever. Don't complicate it. Just things that you do throughout your day. And you're plugging and playing there. You can even take time once a week to do this and just create 7 different videos in one day in 30 minutes with the B-roll you have saved up and the content ideas that you have in your Google Doc. And then after that, schedule it. If you're forgetting to post, or you feel like the times aren't aligning, you want to post a certain time you're not usually available, use a scheduling app. There's so many different ways to make this easier on yourself and save yourself time and energy. You can also go to an app for audios. I know sometimes it can be hard looking for audios, but there are different apps like Trend Talk that'll just like show you the trending audios. And again, you can plug and play with those. You don't have to do all the searching. Or I know there's tons of creators that love posting the trending audios each week. They'll post that video that has like screenshots of all the audios. Go find someone like that who you can follow, and then you have a list right there of audios that you can plug into your videos. The last tip that I want to give here is for stories. Don't overthink it. Look at your story as a vlog for your day. Post the podcast you listened to that morning or the book you read a few pages of, and then talk about your biggest takeaway. Share your morning coffee, a journal prompt that you did, what your workout was like, a random thought you have about the industry you're in, where you worked that day, what you had for dinner, etc. It doesn't have to be crazy, it doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't have to sell 24/7. Let people see who you are. Build trust and connection with them here on your story. Also, approaching it like a blog for your day will make it the perfect opportunity to save those videos and use for B-roll. So two birds with one stone there. Working smarter, not harder. We do not have to overwork ourselves to hit our goals. That era is long gone. Again, don't overcomplicate things. Get clear on your message. Do some brainstorming and make that Google Doc. Start pressing record randomly throughout your day. Have fun and know that your message does matter. Your voice will make an impact. Keep showing up for the people that you're trying to reach. They need you. That's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. I hope you found something valuable. I hope you learned something new and that you're excited to get out there and create. I'll see you next time. Bye.
P.S. If you love the vibes here and got something out of listening today, please screenshot and share on your story. I'd love to be tagged and hear your thoughts. My Instagram for the pod is @_selfworthclub.